I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, back again. Ron Sorry from the School District of Waupaca and Aaron Jensen from the City of Waupaca. And a couple quick updates, and then we're going to kind of dive into a neat, unique topic, but Winter Rec Fest this weekend.
This weekend, Swan Park, Winter Rec Fest. It does not feel like winter today. It's awesome. Take a walk if you can. But we're supposed to get a little bit of snow. I think it went from 4 inches to 1. We'll see what the hill looks like, but there will still be, I think, like a chili cook-off and things like that out there under a tent. So there will be activities regardless, and it's a nice thing to get outside in the winter. Our Parks Department does a great job putting it on. So if you do have time this Saturday, get out to Winter Rec Fest. I think it's 3 to 7. Does that sound right, Josh?
I've got the flyer right in front of me. It starts at 3, and then I don't see it. Yeah, 3 to 7.
3 to 7. 3 to 7. That chili cook-off looks like it's at 4. Broom ball from 3 to 5. So this bonfire with s'mores. It's free. All of those are the important things. So get on out to Swan Park.
All right, the next reminder, we talked last week, and we just want to keep it out there. Waupaca Taxi and Go Right Way, who provides transportation to the school, both looking for drivers. I don't know if there's anything the two of you need to elaborate on that at all.
Just want to make people aware that that opportunity exists. If someone's looking to do something part-time, those are two great opportunities and purposeful opportunities, right? Both play a huge, important role in our community, and they're both great community services. I think there's information on I know there is on the city Facebook page, yep. I believe, on how to apply for Waupaca Taxi. And Ron, I'll kick it to you for Go Right Way.
Yeah, Go Right Way is in dire need of additional drivers. So if anybody is interested in that, they pay to train, and there's a signing bonus, I believe, and it's a nice job driving in the mornings or the afternoons, and maybe in the evenings for co-curricular activities. So yeah, we encourage you, anybody that's interested, contact Go Right Way, or you could contact myself as well, and I'd be happy to direct you to their contact info.
Perfect. So what we want to talk about this week, I've heard about this program. I don't know a ton about it, but I've heard about for the last several months. It's called Inspire, and I guess the synopsis is connecting students with opportunities. And before we got on to record today's interview, I guess there's a lot of positive momentum with what it's doing, and we thought this would be a great thing to elaborate on for the community to learn about, and if a business or student want to get involved and know a little more about this.
Yeah, so, a lot of people may be aware of what Waupaca Works is here at the high school in the school district of Waupaca. And Inspire basically is almost a supplement on top of what we're already doing. And it's really helping us be even more effective in connecting students to career fields. So we through a grant, we were able to move forward with this Inspire Waupaca County. Well, Inspire is a program throughout the state, and so we have a branch of it now in our county, where Beth Nash, who is our coordinator for Inspire, goes to different businesses and sees if they have a hiring need, or they would be willing to partner with students and schools for possibly a job shadow, maybe for hands-on experience, maybe for a tour. If a student is looking at a certain kind of industry or a certain profession, Beth kind of connects the businesses to the school and the students. So it's a real neat opportunity. A lot of positives are going on, and it really adds to the effectiveness of our own Waupaca Works, of what we're doing.
And I know one of the things you were saying before the interview is having this dedicated position. She's really able to go out and focus on being proactive on finding these opportunities.
Yeah, and it's throughout the entire county. So she is, out on the road, pounding the pavement, knocking on doors, and introducing herself and what this program is to our businesses in our county, and helping explain the benefits for them to be a part of Inspire. And it's publicity, but it's exposure, and it hopefully will help with some of the worker shortage that we have. Kind of like building your own right here in Waupaca.
So Ron nailed it on the head, explained it better than I could have. I'll just tell, so from a school and a student standpoint, um, he talked about all the benefits, and also from an employer standpoint, we've actually got paired with a student recently. And actually, to speak of the county-wide aspect of this, that student was actually from New London, and interested in parks and recreation maintenance. Wanted to set up a job shadow with our park superintendent. So they're working on that, doing it sometime before March 15th. Which is pretty neat. So that's just one example of, next week it might be something with you and community media, Josh, where a student may have an interest and want to see what that's all about. So that's kind of how it looks in action. And then that's the Inspire program. But I also do want to just give a little bit of information on the Waupaca Works. Working directly with Waupaca High School, we were able to also find a student that we're speaking with right now that has an interest in political science, public administration, and we're trying to find ways to have her have kind of a work study program at City Hall over the next couple months, which would be great for both sides, I think. And the high school's been great to work with. So really neat student city collaboration and integration. It's been a fun thing to work on.
So
Yeah,
we've got the
also, oh, I'm sorry, Josh.
No,
I was
keep
just going to
going.
say, the Waupaca County Economic Development Corporation is also part of the partnership here between the districts and our businesses with the city and the chambers of commerce to help make this become a reality. So it's very exciting.
So we've got the Inspire program, which is a state program, and we've got our local county-wide branch. You've got Waupaca Works, specific to the school district, and then something else going on that ties in to everything with jobs and developing people and all these sort of needs. An initiative the city's working on, the Economic Diversity Steering Committee. So, what is economic diversity? What does that mean?
So I will say that this is a result of a grant that we got from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. And we're going through a planning effort in which we use a bunch of data to kind of show where we're positioned to succeed most in that building that economic diversity. So we have a ton of strong employers here. We all know that we are heavy in manufacturing. We are heavy in tourism related businesses. Economic diversity means how do we continue to build on those strengths and then also inject and maybe develop and grow areas that are outside of those sectors. It's kind of like you want to diversify your portfolio if you're investing, right? It's a similar thing with community economics. The more diverse you can be, the more resilient you can be. And that's where that steering committee is coming in. And they have a meeting actually tomorrow night. And one of the things we talk about is all of this student relationship stuff. So those conversations have been happening for a couple of years now, and it's awesome to see that there's action that's been taken and through partnerships. And so yeah, it's that will continue, and a full plan will be rolled out to city council sometime soon.
And then when we talk about everything with developing employees and trying to get people here, one of the challenges not unique to our area is the worker shortage and trying to find people to fill roles. And one of the things that's happened is the Foundry, one of the largest employers, has brought in people from other countries outside the area to help fill the needs. And some of the good with that is it brings more students into the school district, more people into the community. And so I know, Ron, your head count of students has increased, but there are also some challenges, maybe some language barriers, but you've had some creative solutions working through this positive problem.
These are the kind of problems we like to have, Josh. We've been working hard in my fourth year in the school district of Waupaca right now, working with Aaron and Terry at the chamber and all these other players, and trying to improve our economic development, our housing, because it's a win-win-win. It's a win for businesses. It's a win for the city with property values. It's a win for school district with extra students is additional funding. So when I got the news a couple of weeks ago, it made my day to find out that our third Friday count from September And then the second, third Friday count is the January count. We had 24 additional FTEs, or full-time equivalencies. It's actually 30 students more, but it's measured by the state in FTEs. So that's exciting. And then like we were talking, 17 of those 24 FTEs are English language learners. So students from these other countries, their parents have come to work at the foundry and help fill those needs. And some of these youngsters don't speak English. And what do you do, and how do you deal with that? And how do you get them enrolled when they show up and we speak English, they speak Spanish, So it's something that we've been working on kind of behind the scenes. At the school level, our high school students in Spanish, I happened to be in that classroom at Spanish 5 a few weeks ago and observed and just saw the high level of proficiency that some of our students are able to speak Spanish very well. And so those students have gone down to our elementary classrooms and worked with some of those, our English language learner students and some of our classroom teachers. And the report that we're getting back just yesterday from Mr. Ersbaumer down at the WLC is very positive, glowing in how our high school students have been helping there. We've also invested some dollars in technology so that it's like a translation type of technology. It's almost like if you ever saw any of those meetings at the UN, the United Nations, where they have a headset and somebody's speaking in a different language, but they're hearing it in their language. Some of that technology is like that. Some of the other technology has to do with you speak and it types out in the other language what they actually said. So those are things we're experimenting with, and we're kind of trying to make a determination what's the best route for us to go, as we anticipate that we'll get more English language learners in future years. So we're watching it and trying to spend the money the best that we can for the long haul on what'll help us get the best return. But the other interesting thing, Josh, some of these youngsters, after 3-4 weeks of being immersed in English here in Waupaca, they're just learning it very quickly. It's impressive on how fast these kids are able to pick up on the English. So some of these devices, after a few weeks, they're not as necessary as they were before. So we're watching it and monitoring it and seeing what way is the best way to go.
And like you said, it's a good challenge to have.
Well, I love these problems.
Well, Ron, Aaron, appreciate the time, and we will talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.